Hello, everyone. My name is Wade the Wallaby, and welcome back to another Tech Tales and Understanding the Logics of Computing. Today, we'll be talking about these floppy disks. Floppy disks that my mom found in the garage, hidden away for 30 years. It's finally been revealed. Now, of course, there might be some discrepancies of 30 years, but that's just because that's how old they are. And obviously, I haven't shown you these yet, so we'll go ahead and show them. And they're obviously there's nothing important about them, but the more thing obviously is I don't have anything to play them. Most of mine is actually just your regular floppy disk, that's plastic and small, about like that big. But these are 5.25 inch. But yeah, these are the possible. It came in this, as you can see, um, and most of it, two of them look like they're from Flight Simulator. One of them is Tetris. Oh my gosh. One of them is Tetris. I hope I didn't bend it. And it looks like boot discs. Nothing much importance, but I would are DR DOS. I mean, I've heard of the MS DOS, but not DR DOS. I have no idea what that is. We'll take a look at one of them. Now, before floppy 8.25 inch, after that they're a little bit more smaller to 5.25 inch, which, as you can see, this is a 5.25 inch, and this one's called Microsoft Flight Simulator Aircraft and Scenery Designer. Let's take a look at that closely. So this was from copyright, can't see, 1990. That's what it says. This is pretty old. Now, unfortunately, I don't have anything to play with these yet. So most of them I can't show you. In fact, I can't. With the laptop that worked, it doesn't work with the discs anymore, unfortunately. It just, maybe there might be something like, maybe just be clean, including the CD-ROM doesn't work anymore. So that's sad. However, don't get your hopes up. The Alienware, the old Alienware, which is in there, that one does have a floppy drive. But yeah, I know it works, kinda. My dad, of course, was just too lazy to repair it. One of them is Tetris, which is interesting. I don't know if it's actually Tetris, but that's what it says. This one's is from, doesn't say on here, 3M diskettes. These are more common than most of them. But what was interesting are these two. Flight Simulator. That's gonna be pretty cool, eh? I mean, who doesn't like? I mean, they're scenery designers, but obviously, I would love to see that sound and graphics after 1.2 mega high density disk. Of course, these are all written protected. I know this because they have a little hole on this side, which is called write detecting. What does write mean? Well, write means that if you want to, let's say, put your mom's picture on it. Now, obviously, that's kind of far fetched these days. But back then, if you had a program like, I don't know, if you made your own program like Mario. I'm just exaggerating, but not really, because there's copyright protection systems. But if you could, you are not able to put anything on the disk. And if you do, it's not going to work. Reading means it reads off the product. It basically it reads it, as in like it goes. The computer talks to the disk, not really, but there is a basically uses a mimic field to not suck it out, but reads, as in like, it's like if you were reading a paper and you gather that information. That's basically what this is. And by doing so, it's able to see that. Now, it doesn't have eyes back in the day. No, even nothing like this. Not even like this. This is called a webcam, so it's not able to do that. Webcams were not a thing in the 90s because there was no, like, there were webcams in like the late 90s, but there were no eyeballs. The only thing you could do were basically magnetic fields. Same way as VHS. VHS is magnetic tape. It's an analog signal, which basically means that it's from 1 to 12, or instead of ones and zeros, it's 1 to an integer limit, let's say a million. I'm just exaggerating, but not really a million. It depends on how much information is. Now, as far as I can tell about these discs, Turbo C, I don't know what this is. Copyright 1997 to 1988. But that's weird. Libraries. Something about libraries. Header files, libraries. Examples. What are these? I know, of course, they're my dad's stuff. Microsoft Paintbrush. Ooh, that sounds cool. Utility software, December 12th, 1990, version 1.1, EV1603. Microsoft for IBM, PC, and companies. And this one is called DR-DOS. I don't know what that is. Startup disk. Copyright 1976 to 1991. You can really tell the smell about these, that they're really old, of course. Hi, Elon Musk. But yeah. Now, if you're not used to a disc, there is an example disc. And of course, we have hundreds of them. Hundreds. And I only ran one of them on an old PC. And one of them, now this is obviously, I don't know what's inside these, but it says Kodiak. I'm pretty sure there might be some information, but this is a normal, you've probably seen this on, movies or memes or another. This is what is familiar. These are called 5 1/4 inch. This is called 1/2 1/4 inch. As you can see, it's a bit smaller. And what it does is that if you put it in there, it actually opens this up. Now, don't touch the black thing. That's actually disk. Whatever you do, do not touch it. It would basically mess it up because that's where the information is. And there is a read and write protection system here. So if you move that basically reads and writes protection. Now, obviously, I don't know what's inside. It says Kodiak, so it doesn't have a date on it. Could be blank, which would be interesting. But yeah, if I could get the Alienware to go, which obviously, I could, or some other computer I can make around here. I just don't have a monitor. I do have a CRT monitor, which might work. It's huge. It's like the largest CRT monitor I've ever seen besides a TV, which we used to have a huge TV until we gave it to some, friends, which we didn't like. It was very terrible resolution, but I do remember putting my hands on it and banging on it. I don't think it was a CRT. I don't know. It just seemed bigger to me. I have no idea. The reason why this episode's called number 2 is because I did a previous episode before, but I don't remember what it originally said. So I apologize if I don't remember. My memory's kind of bad for some reason. But yeah, I haven't asked my dad what was his last computer. Now, he may not know. But in my house, there's a lot of stuff that might be. I would be so surprised if me or my mom finds a computer that has 5 1/4 inch drive. I would definitely power it up. Hopefully it works, which it should. But yeah, I mean, if Dad got them, maybe he must have a computer at his work before, because this was about before he met my mom. So if he was in 1990, I think he would have been 30. I think he mean by 30, not 20. I don't remember. I don't know. But yeah, if I had a chance, I would load these in immediately, and I would want to see what they're in. I mean, if they're boot disks, that'd be pretty cool if I could basically boot up a software. I mean, these are basically just software that you could boot up, like an operating system. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Well, I don't know. I mean, if there's a lot of disks, that means it's a pretty big thing. So if the computer doesn't have enough RAM or even memory to even run this stuff, it's not going to be a sharp one of those TV screens. No, 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 no. Definitely not LCD screen. Probably needs to have a lot of RAM. Now, I do have a laptop that actually has a passcode. He actually gave them to me a long time ago, but I had no use for them. But my mom's laptop, the old laptop, the Volvo, I'm saying that wrong. The Viso from Sony. That one actually has a CD, Blu-ray, and DVD combo. Now the Blu-ray CD DVD doesn't work anymore because of the updates. I'm sure there might be a workaround. Now, of course, I could just boot up the old laptop but yeah, it just keeps running. It just keeps spinning the motor. I know it's that broken. I know. I mean, come on. It can't be breaking because I used it. It's just that doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I have no idea what's inside these. Well, I should say I don't know, but yeah, most of them look like just software. I mean, if my dad was actually doing something, he was, of course, organized. Tetris, really? Why would I play Tetris? There's a game, but he looked like he must have copied this. But he couldn't write it because it has a write protection, so he must have dead that one. So this is very strange. I want to see. This is basically what my dad used, and if I'm able to have a device able to do that, it would tell us the tale of my dad's life. What it was like in the 90s. What was it like? What did he do? We don't know. But yes, from Flight Simulator, hell yeah. That sounds really fun. I mean, yep. The smell is so interesting. It just smells like gold paper. It smells like 80s, type, paper. But yeah, they're not mostly discs. Well, never mind. I'm kind of a bit stupid, but yeah. Thank goodness they're not like, Apple style discs, because that would be very bad. Because, we have to have a specific computer that has to be Apple Elisa, I think that's what it's called. And anything like that, there's no way. But yeah, the reason why I don't boot up that computer, it's a laptop, yes, and it works, but the mouse pad, it's so bad. Of course, the screen is probably suffering from, those old LCD screens don't last that long. They sometimes get bloated out and it gets ruined, and there's no way of repairing it. It's kind of sad, but it has a nice keyboard. But yeah, I can't play Hot Wheels on it. Yes, I actually made a live stream on here, me playing Hot Wheels, and yeah, the CD-ROM doesn't work anymore. It's so sad. I mean, I really want to get, because it's the only thing. It's a laptop, so it has its own internal power, so I can pretty much move around. But these computers have to have their own power. Like, they have a power supply. They have to require, the house power, because they don't have their own entire battery. So they have a clock battery, but obviously it doesn't matter, because now apparently that Alienware does apparently, I think, has Wi-Fi, because there's an antenna on the back. So could it be Bluetooth? I mean, I remember it. So that computer is possibly, I think, maybe 20 years old, if you think about it, because I remember it. Maybe it might be 18 years old. I don't know. I do remember it years ago. So maybe 2005 or 2003, it could be. But either way, that's an old computer. And it runs Windows 7, of course, and my dad was too lazy to repair it, so he just got a Gateway instead. And that one actually has it actually has CD-ROM. And I know that works. I actually have it right there, right next to this computer right here. So yeah, I could probably, but there's no floppy drive. So, but yeah, if it's anywhere, it runs old games. I'm sure it can run Half-Life. I'm sure of it. I mean, yeah. But I don't think it would run because, yeah, it has to be Windows 10. Wait a minute. Is it actually connected to the internet? I never thought of that. How is it able to connect the internet if I think that's probably why he must have used a modem and using wirelessly. Or maybe it was wireless because it has a Wi-Fi. Huh. I just never thought of that. Maybe I should move the Alienware here. Maybe I should. Maybe I should move the Alienware, and hopefully it does have an HDMI. If it doesn't, that'd be okay. I'll figure something out. I mean, it has its own keyboard, mouse, but no monitor. So if it has HDMI, I could plug it to this monitor. I'm sure it will work. And I know it works because you just have to hit it. I never thought of that, but that Alienware is huge and heavy and it's bulky. But I think, I would use this computer power supply. I would use the wire and then connect it to the Alienware because it's the same thing. I never thought of that. And then if there is, but how am I going to? Well, since it's temporarily, I'll probably put it back where it was once I'm finished it. But that would be awesome because I'm able to read. So maybe in the near future, that would be pretty cool. Maybe I could put it like over here instead. It's like on the left instead of the right. But yeah. Not replace it, of course. I'm not going to be playing something. Now, it does work. So maybe in the morning, I could probably, because obviously I can't live stream. So it's not going to be because obviously, But yeah, if I can connect to the internet and try, I'm sure we can do this. I mean, yeah, it would be very cool if I'm able to record on that Alienware, which is basically almost 20 years old. I'm sure it works because, probably not. I don't know. It has probably Internet Explorer, which, long bond, but if it gets connected to internet, it's going to probably have to be, you have to have an update, but you have to do it manually. So it'd probably be okay. But Windows 7, I don't mind. It might be Windows Vista. It doesn't matter. Because if it does have HDMI, I don't know. Is there a way to convert HDMI? Wait a minute. Actually, there is. I do have something I have regular output, so that should work because it does have an HDMI. You know what? I'm going to check it out. Now, the problem is it's hidden away behind it, but Wade, you're strong. You could do this. You can grab it and basically move it over here. I think it would be pretty cool because, yeah, I think that would be pretty cool and awesome and amazing. So I think that's a good idea. I'm going to pick up the computer and I'm going to move it. And if I don't see an HDMI, I'll just put it back. Or I could use that and then use the adapter and then use that. And if that works, voila, I'm a genius. Now, of course, it's going to be a little bit challenging, but since there's no USB-C, I could perhaps try to get a USB-C to USB, the normal USB, but I'm not sure if it would work that way, but, I don't know. It's going to be very tough. So, I'll see you guys in the next episode, which hopefully we're going to power up that old Alienware, and we are going to have fun with old computers, because I'm sure my dad didn't format the disk, or maybe he did. I don't know. I'm going to plug it to the internet and see what happens. And yeah, it's a big computer, so yeah.